What am I going to speak about today? Hello there, and I'm going to speak about this. What is this? It's the Pisces, the fish. So let's get started to know why is the Pisces the most misunderstood sign of the zodiac. Now, well, it's a mystery. You see the fish, the Pisces, it's really a mystery. And why the mystery? Because we never seem to understand the sign so well. The moment you figure out a Piscean, the fish has mutated, it has changed the behavior. And so people wonder, what is exactly Pisces? So they kind of try to assume or presume or make predisposition, or they have certain conceptions about the fish, and they feel that these are really airheaded people, always in the dreamy world, and not really from this world. And well, I mean, it's easy to misunderstand a Pisces because the fish is so much full of colors. Yeah, I mean, Pisces are the most complex, yet if you understand them, the most simple sign to understand. And what makes the Pisces so special? Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, the 12th sign. So actually, it is also called as the death sign. Right? The Aries is the birth sign and the Pisces is the death sign. And Pisces is the most matured sign of the zodiac. Matured sign in the sense it has lived all those signs before. It has crossed all those turmoils, all those positives and negatives of all the signs. It has been born from the Aries to the journey of those 11 signs, and then it has been born as a Piscean. If you're a Piscean, it's not by chance. It means that you have really evolved over the past, and now you have been born as a Piscean. And Piscean is the mix of all the signs. So if you see an aggressive Piscean with a kind of a dash of bluntness, you can say, oh, there is a bit of Aries in this one. Or you see a very motherly Piscean, always, wanting to protect. It's a Cancerian influence on this Pisces. Or if you see those kind of, sharp eyes just looking right through you, this is a Scorpionic Piscean, but without the brutality or without the hardness or the cuttingness of the Scorpio. Okay, so this sign basically has been always a kind of a mystery for everyone. Now, what is a fish? Well, the fish is associated with water, and this water, for us, as we say, it is life. Water is life. So actually the fish is life. I mean, I almost see Pisceans as such living people, such full of life people. You can see a fish who is extremely melancholic, completely closed, and another fish is completely full of life, giving joy, giving happiness to everyone. But then, what is the fish actually? Is it the melancholic one or is it the happy one? Well, if you have seen, the Pisceans are the two, the two things. One is going up and one is going down, yeah? So basically, the fish always either swims upstream or is going downstream. It depends upon the circumstances in life. Pisceans are the most sensitive souls. They're extremely sensitive. They're extremely sensible. They're extremely understanding, extremely intuitive, and so spiritual. There is, a dash of this otherworldly thing in the Pisceans. You can never fathom the depth in which the fish swims. If you're good to a fish, you have them right there for you. But if you hurt a fish, the fish will prefer to go in deep down in the waters, and the fish prefers to just, be left alone. So many times we see many Pisceans are, closed because they have gone through the difficulties of life, and they have somehow they have learned that in being alone they find the strength, because they had been hurt in the past by many people. And then you find this other type of fish who is out there on the stage shining bright and making kind of strong talks and delivering kind of big speeches in front of people, and you are like, wow. You wonder if it's a Scorpio, it's an Aries, it's a Leo, but no, it's the fish. And what's so beautiful about the fish is that the fish can mix in any circumstances. She can adapt, she can mix in any kind of surrounding. She just adapts. She just the fish just adapts to her environment. The fish just kind of wants to become one. She just becomes one with everything, right? So actually, if you must have noticed about this Neptunian, the pure Neptunian Pisceans, you will see that they are a bit shy. They take time to, open up. And they are extremely, like when you look at them, you feel that they are lost. And you feel, oh, they are lost in the clouds. But no, actually they are looking through you. They are looking through you, and they are trying to understand, why are you like that? Why do you ask this kind of questions? Well, actually, you feel you are making a fool out of the fish, but actually it's the other way around. The fish is looking at you, and the fish is trying to fathom how deep you are. Are you really what you look like? Nobody can escape the fish. She can pretend. The fish pretends sometimes as if the fish doesn't understand anything, but actually the fish is playing the game of illusion with you. Many times you can see with your friends who are Pisces is that they will put you into an illusion, what we call a Maya, an illusion, and you really wonder, like, this person is gone crazy, doesn't understand anything. But actually the fish is trying to put all these games in front of you so that you discover yourself, what's inside, what's your intention. Many times you must have noticed some kind of Pisceans who appear to be really like a bit, how do you say, a bit airheaded. Yes, that's the word. Like as if, they are not there. I mean, you're just speaking to a wall, you feel sometimes. They're just somewhere else, they're looking somewhere else, and, but actually they are, indirectly they are helping you to come to the point, and they're looking through you. You must have noticed the eyes of the fish. They are extremely beautiful eyes. They always have beautiful eyes. Yeah, they have some kind of peace and softness in their eyes. You might just fall in love with the Piscean eyes. Their eyes are, for me, the Piscean eyes are like a sea that you might just get drowned into, and you don't know where you are. You just, you just swim in their eyes. They are so beautiful, their eyes. Did you notice the eyes of the Pisceans? The light in their eyes, they have strange lights, as if, look at the sea. When the sun rises in the afternoons, in the evenings, at night, the color of the sea changes, and the sea is in their eyes. You look at the Piscean eyes, they have beautiful light in their eyes, as if they are speaking volumes to you. They have very expressive eyes. They'll just tell you so many things, and without a word sometimes, you just look into their eyes. The most beautiful eyes belong to the Pisceans. And the most beautiful feet too. So basically the eyes and the feet, this is how you recognize a Piscean, is with the eyes and the feet. Either the feet of the Pisceans are very beautiful, or they look so tired. When you look, you find, oh, it looks like the feet of a tired person. Like very crude, very tired. Otherwise, they are very, very beautiful. because the fish never had legs and feet, and she was, or he was, given this. So you will see. And you can also recognize a Piscean. How do you recognize a Piscean? Is that when they walk, they have this some peculiarity in their walk. They really walk very differently. You must have noticed it. Try to notice your Piscean friends or anybody in the relatives who's a Piscean. You just see how the fish walks, and you will notice that there is some kind of a style in their walking. There is something very different in their walk. And the other thing is like the eyes of the Pisceans, or if you want to spot a fish, you will see that in the eyes, always looking for something, as if they are lost, and they are always looking for something, you know. And it's very easy to spot a fish. Is like they're always looking for something. And indeed it's so, they are always looking for something. Not like any other sign who knows what they want. Here they have what they want, but actually they have not fathomed. Actually they have not really acknowledged that they have it. So they are basically looking for something all the times. And this search in the Piscean eyes, it's not just related to the material world. The fish seldom cares for material pleasures. The fish is not materialist unless it's driven by the ascendant of a fire sign, or an earth sign, where, you know, acquiring or possessing some material things becomes the need. But actually you tell the fish that the government is crashing, you're going to be in big problems, everything is going to be destroyed. The fish will lazily look at you and give you a lazy smile and say, really? And you feel you've made a fool of yourself. It's like, do you understand the seriousness, like what's happening around you? And they'll just look at you and yeah, so. And they just smile, and you look into their eyes and you feel you've made a fool out of yourself. It's not because they don't know. It's not because you have said something to a wrong person, but you have said something to a person who already knows what's coming. It's so intuitive, does know. And so the fish is trying to ask you, is like, okay, so what next? What are you going to do about it? You're just going to say it? You're going to stress me out and that's it? Done? Done with you? What are you going to do about it? So said so. So these kind of Piscean questions must be a bit disturbing for the other signs, right? So they'll call names to the fish, or they will misinterpret whatever the fish says, like as if, oh, you're so lazy, or you don't understand anything. But actually the fish is born with innate wisdom. The fish doesn't need to learn anything because it is all inside. The fish has learned so much, is that the fish, the Piscean, finds it a bit difficult to see people panicking or, you know, over things, because the fish knows what's coming. The fish knows deep inside there is this deep embedded wisdom. There is lots of spirituality in a fish. No matter the fish is following a religion or not, there is this spirituality inside. It's like that. They are born with that. You can't help it. They are born with that. And have you ever seen a fish solving your problems in a very strange way? The Pisceans have this very uncanny ability. They have really this ability to solve problems in a very different way. You feel as if your world is crashing, and when you speak to the Piscean, you feel that the world is so beautiful. It's so beautiful, as if you feel as if you're like a baby in the mother's arms. It almost gives that feeling with the fish. Secondly, I'd like to speak about the memory of the fish. Memorization is never a problem for the fish. The fish can memorize lots of things just like that. It's strange because other signs have to struggle. Many signs, they just have to struggle through books and keep on memorizing. But for the fish, it comes so easily. It's like once the fish reads things, or understands it, not even reading. The understanding is so much, the capacity of comprehension is so much that the fish can reproduce whatever it is in the own unique way. You must have seen the Pisceans who are very good orators, or the Pisceans who are good leaders, the Pisceans who are artists, painters, who are the spiritual beings, who are the astrologers, who are just working on in the gardens, working on the streets, but they have something special about them, this empathy. They have this empathy. They have this deep understanding of the human nature. That is what the other signs many times fail to understand, that they are the most understanding signs in the zodiac, extremely, and yet so confusing, because the other signs somehow fail to match with their depth of understanding. And so usually what happens is that a fish is misunderstood because the other signs are not capable of understanding them, because everyone perceives it in their own way. But the fish has very noble, extremely noble way of looking at things. So they will never look at it the way it is. They will look at it in a very otherworldly way, in a very, I could say, an alien way, or a very, spiritual way. Yes, that's the word. They look at things very spiritually. And have you noticed that the fish always loves to do something with the water? Either the Pisceans love to go by the sea just to, remove the stress inside. Or you must be seeing the Pisceans are drinking cups of tea or coffee. They're addicted to it. Yeah, the liquid, the water. Yeah, otherwise the Pisceans, many Pisceans also fall into the trap of alcohol. And why does a Piscean take the support of alcohol? It is to drown. It's to drown again itself away from the harsh realities of the world. Pisceans never judge. You have to know that. The fish never judges no man on this earth unless you have hurt them. Unless you have hurt, you have broken their fragile hearts full of love, full of empathy, and you have been extremely sarcastic or critical towards them. This is when they will judge you. Otherwise, they are so laid back, they are so much in their world that they have no time to judge anyone. They are busy loving. Have you ever seen your Piscean friends or close dear ones? They are the ones who will always be seen helping people. Either you'll find them with the relatives who have gone through a traumatic event, or a sick neighbor, or someone who is not in a good shape. They are always there. They are always there taking care of others. And this itself one day creates a problem for them, because they give out so much of their energy. They always give. They always give. This is the Piscean positive and negative. Too much of giving. Like they forget themselves. They die to themselves to live for others. This is how Pisceans are. So they are giving so much of themselves is that finally they end up exhausted. No more energy left to give. And then what happens is that it takes a toll on the health. The lungs of the Pisceans are the weakest. The lungs, the feet, and the liver. These three things are affected most of the times, and many a times the Pisceans, they have slow metabolism, because again the giving, the overdoing for people. This is where it gets a bit problematic for them actually. So basically the Pisceans, they really have to take care of overdoing it. Yeah, they are like angels, but they have to take care of themselves also. So this is where the Piscean nature is challenged as to where to stop. Is they don't know where to stop giving, right? Then we have the Piscean sense of humor. The wackiest sense of humor is the Piscean sense of humor. They are do you remember any Piscean cracking this kind of a joke and leaving you a bit puzzled as to what was the intent of this one? Was it for me? Was it for somebody else? Yeah, so basically the Pisceans have a very good sense of humor, extremely good sense of humor, and basically it is their weapon too. It is their secret weapon, because they are too sensitive inside of them. So when they are hurt by near ones, dear ones, or even in the workplace, they will just smile, or they will hide it with their sense of humor. They'll just crack a joke, or they'll just say something witty, and they'll sweep it off, but actually it has hurt them. But the sense of humor is their weapon that they have used just in order to prevent hurting somebody. They use this as their secret weapon. You must have seen most of the times the Pisceans are always smiling, but believe me, it's not because most of the times they're happy, but because they are hiding something behind it. They're disguising those hurt feelings, the sorrow. You will always see behind that smile there is the sorrow that is hidden, and they do it so well, they disguise so well that nobody understands. They feel that, oh, the Piscean is always happy. That's not so. They are disguising behind this beautiful smile that they, I would almost say, many a times fake it, okay, or disguise it, okay. They don't mean to, they don't mean to spoil the ambience, so they'll always wear it on themselves. And well, it's $1 million smile too, dear Pisceans. And then about money. What about Piscean and money? Have you heard the Piscean who says, I don't want to be a millionaire, but I would like to live like one? Exactly, this is how the Pisceans are. Some of them do make millions, but many of them are like, oh, we are not going to get into that rat race, but we would love to live like a millionaire. Yeah, so this is how the Pisceans' philosophy is. And mind you, if they are influenced by the earth or the fire signs, they do achieve a lot. They have immense talent. They are full of talent. They are brimming up with talents. They are so, there's nothing that a Piscean cannot do. There's so much of versatility in them, is that there is so much of adaptability, is that you put them in any waters and they swim. They have to swim. That is their nature, they swim. Yes. Then what about the Piscean who shows that he or she is extremely fragile? And yes, the Piscean is fragile, but at the same time they are extremely strong. Their fragility lies, the strength lies in their fragility. So contradictory, no? Just like those two fishes who are swimming up and down. So the strength and the fragility. So they are always, they are always swimming that way. And the strength basically is in their fragility, because through this fragility, they can understand, they can feel everything around them. So many times a Piscean child can tell you things and you'll be a bit zapped, as if, wow, this is something too wise for that age. But believe me, through this fragility, through this, they sense their surrounding. They can sense your moods very easily. The Piscean can tell you the time without even looking at the watch many times. They'll just say, okay, what time is it? They'll not look at the watch and they'll, okay, it's 12. And then you look and yes, it is. They are, sometimes I feel that some Pisceans, they have superpowers, they really do have superpowers. And then what is the other thing about the Pisceans that I have noticed is that they can hypnotize themselves out of almost any situation. Have you seen the fish who has suffered a lot in life and is still going on? Is still going on just because She has this ability, this fish, the male fish, the female fish has this ability to hypnotize itself from any situation, no matter how difficult, even fear. It's again a thing of contradiction, because the fish, many a times the fish doesn't have bodily problem. It is so psychosomatic with the fish. If the mind is happy, if the heart is happy, the fish is in good health. But if the mind is not good, if the mind is a bit polluted by external influences or by some hurting thoughts or troubling thoughts, the fish falls sick. Many a times the doctor cannot heal. The doctors are perplexed with what the fish is suffering from, what is the Piscean suffering from. They just cannot heal them, just because it's all in the mind for the fish. The mind is healthy, the healthy mind and the healthy body, exactly this suits the Pisceans. So if their mind is happy, no matter what, no matter who is sick around them, no matter which virus is there, they will just be healthy. But otherwise, they'll fall sick. Even if everyone else is healthy, there is nothing to worry about, nothing at all, they'll just fall sick just because the mind is not happy. So the fish has this ability, the Pisceans have this ability to hypnotize themselves into something or out of something. So that's a power, I feel. And I feel the Pisceans have to use it often. Whatever the fears, whatever the anxieties, whatever the hurt feelings, you have the ability to come out of that through your own willpower, through your own powers, ability to get yourself out of it. You don't need anyone most of the times. You know, you go and sit alone many times during the day. You find yourself alone because you need it. The Piscean needs it. When the waters are troubled, the Piscean swims, goes deep down at the bottom of the ocean and finds peace there. Just closes the eyes, puts on some music, cries of those buckets of tears to remove those hurt feelings, the feelings of being abandoned, the feelings of being hurt, the feelings of being taken for a ride, the feelings of being criticized without really understanding the heart of the fish. I would really like to tell other signs is that before you hurt the fish, before you hurt the Piscean, try to understand the intent. The intent is always good. The Piscean will never hurt you without you hurting them, because they are so spiritual. They are those otherworldly people. Maybe the divine, maybe the divine had some, wanted to send angels your ways. So these Pisceans were born, and are your friends, and are your relatives are around you. The Piscean love is very selfless, unless they are deceived. So when you deceive a Piscean, don't expect to get pardoned. The Piscean will not insult you, but will just close himself or herself. They just close themselves. And then you knock the doors, but then it's okay. They have left you. But they don't have anything bad for you in their hearts. They have just forgiven you somewhere, but their scars are still inside. They forgive you, but they don't look back, because the Pisceans have so many opportunities in life. Everyone wants a Piscean afterwards, because once you love a Piscean, you cannot love anybody else. This is the truth. Because the Piscean love is full of devotion. It's full of selflessness. So don't lose that Piscean if you have in your life. Don't lose that fish. You need patience to fish that fish out of the ocean, right? And don't lose it to just some heartless behavior or some kind of rowing eyes. Because when the fish gives You are the only person on the earth for the fish. But when the fish leaves, you don't exist on this earth for the fish. That's how it is for the fish. So, well, Piscean, here we are at the end of all those waves. I felt as if I was sailing in the ocean with you, swimming like a fish with you. And that's why I didn't structure actually what I wanted to speak, because as Pisceans, you're always adapting and you're always in the waves. So as the waves were coming to me regarding the Piscean, what they are, how I feel about them, and why I love them so much, I just, I swam with you, and I really enjoyed doing that. And yes, I made a list of some famous Pisceans. And who are they? Wow, it's Michelangelo, great, Elizabeth Taylor, George Washington, Victor Hugo, and you. Bye and take care and keep helping humanity.